So Igor Jesus has pretty much kind of but not agreed to join Forest. Welcome to your update. Good morning, good evening, or good night. I hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, I'm going to try and explain to you everything that's going on with Igor Jesus. And does he want Forest? Does he not want Forest? But he's coming to Forest. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well to Forest Fan TV. If you are new here, we're well on the road to 30k. Shout out to all of you guys. And shout out to everyone who's joined the WhatsApp group. Already over 400 in there. If you want your quick, snappy Forest alerts without having to hear my annoying voice, go and scan that QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments, and in your update section on WhatsApp, you'll just get all the Forest headlines. So go do that now. Completely free to do. Okay, let me try to explain this to you, right? So, quick recap. Forest have submitted the bid for him. It's about 20 million euros. So what's that? About 16.5 million pounds. It's not that much. That's been pretty much accepted now by Botafogo, and they had some stuff they wanted to iron out, which is pretty much all barring a couple has been ironed out. That's actually been the easy side of the whole thing. Igor Jesus does not want to leave Botafogo. That's the bottom line of it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't want to join Forest. I guess by process of elimination, you can say that's the case. But he seems to really love that club. But the story is now coming out that he's agreed to leave and join Forest. Basically, it sounds like the club have said, we need the money, you gotta go, son. Right? So that's one side. I'll talk you through an interesting thing with his agent in just a second, right? So that's the side of it. Now, does that mean he's an Alex Moreno who, you know, declared he wouldn't join Forest and then declared his love to, where was it? Betis, was it? Or Betis? I can't remember. And then ended up at Villa and then came to Forest but didn't want to come to Forest. I don't know. I'm kind of getting vibes like that, if I'm being honest with you. But here's the rest of the story. So what's happened now is apparently there's been an interview done with Jefferson Batista, who's the owner of JBS Sport, who and the agent of Igor Jesus. What he said is Igor loves Botafogo and his wish is to stay there, but our decision is to sell him to Nottingham Forest. Okay, the club also wants to keep him, but we've decided on the transfer. So this is basically he's saying a statement from the club. It's business and Igor's stay doesn't pay the bills. At first, Igor will stay at Botafogo until the end of the Club World Cup, and then he will travel to England. He then goes on to say Forest will pay 20 million euros, and that's really kind of the bit that's kind of cemented it all. So technically, this is not just deal agreed, but deal done, but it still feels like he's holding on for dear life. So there's been no official statement coming out from Igor himself to say, I really want to go to Forest. This was my dream club as a kid. There's been nothing like that. And to be honest, like, what would there really need to be? You know, he's clearly, I guess, a supporter of Botafogo. But if we jump this back to the actual player, forget all the emotional side of it, forget all the, does he want to come, does he not want to come? I'm still not convinced on the player. Now, the Botafogo fans like him. They're up in arms saying, how are we going to replace him? And so on. I just don't know still. What I will say is, I think Forest need to buy another one, right? So if we do get him, I'm still hoping Forest are going to be in the market for probably a Vissa or something like that. I can still see us doing that deal. And it just makes you wonder, how does he fit into the plans here? I think long term he's going to be Chris Wood's replacement. That's how I see it. And maybe battling. Let's just assume we go in for Vissa right now, okay? So that's how I see that playing out. At least I hope so. Because if we're relying on Chris Wood still to be the number one at 33 years old, going into a Premier League season where a lot of teams have now kind of figured out how to play against Forest, I don't think that's going to be the right play. And then if you're going to bring on Igor Jesus as his replacement or sub him on for Chris Wood, I don't know how he plays out. I think he needs probably 6 months minimum to get up to speed. He may hit the ground running. I just still don't think his decision making is that good. He seems to overhit the ball, man. He reminds me of playing with some of my mates on FIFA where they just get the ball near the edge of the box. It's like, okay, I can see the goal, let me shoot kind of thing. So that's one of my worries about him. Now, can that be coached? Yes, it can. But his natural instinct is to shoot on sight. Maybe we are missing a bit of that. Maybe a couple of those, go into the back of the net. But I've seen a few of his here at the stadiums. So that is a worry for me. So putting aside what his emotional side is to it, I am going to be straight with you guys. I don't think he is Premier League ready. I don't want to put a downer on this, and maybe I'm going to be wrong, and I'll see if we can get on Tim Vickery, and hopefully he can tell me how amazing he is and everything. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced is my honest answer. But how do you guys feel about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, in regards to the other two players, so it looks like Jair is going to be the most likely. That seems to have, as we mentioned yesterday, there's a bid on that player, the centre-back, the beast of a centre-back, quite tall as well. I think it was 6'6" or something like that. It's on yesterday's video if you want to check it out. That hasn't progressed any further at the time of recording this video. A bid has been submitted. We still don't know what the number is. We believe, all we know is that it's over 12 million euros. So I would guess about 15 million, something like that, maybe with some add-ons and sell-ons and things like that. But there's been no real progress or change in that situation. So those are the main headlines. Forest are looking at some other players. And the other thing to mention to you is about Morgan Gibbs White. So we shared exclusively, and I think we shared it on this channel about 2-3 weeks ago. And I'll just reiterate it here. There's a short out on the channel as well. Gibbs White isn't looking to leave Forest. He's quite happy to stay at Forest. If Gibbs White is going to go, it's because someone comes in, let's say 115 come in, and they offer over the odds for Forest. Forest as well, their stance is something like this. Now, I can't say for sure because I don't know it from Forest. But from the sources I'm talking to, I can tell you from Gibbs White's side, he's happy to stay. But with Forest, I think it works like this. If a huge offer comes in that's over the valuation that we have as in Forest for Gibbs White, then Forest will look to sell. If it's not, they won't. Now, they are in discussions with Gibbs White on a contract extension. He's still got another year or two left on his contract. Can't remember off the top of my head now. So I think it's 2 years. So there's no real rush on moving Gibbs White. So Forest still hold the power cards here. So if Man City do want to come in, and I think their plan is, even if they get Cherky, which looks like it's very close to being done, they still will look to maybe have a sniff at Gibbs White as well. But it's not Gibbs White pushing this. So he's being quite professional about everything. But if it gets to the stage where Forest get the offer that they think is big enough for Gibbs White, then Gibbs White won't not go, if you see what I'm saying. So he's not going to go knocking on Marinakis or Nuno's door saying, I want to leave. But if those offers come in that are tasty enough for Forest, then we get into that next stage where the discussions are going to happen. So hopefully that all makes sense to you guys. A lot to get your teeth into. I really want to know what you guys are now thinking about Igor Jesus. I'm not sold on him as a player yet. And I'm not sold on his desire to come to Forest either. But the transfer window is officially open. So let the fun times of the summer begin. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you're new to Forest Fan TV. We'll probably do a live later on this evening, maybe 8-9 o'clock UK time, where we'll just sit and discuss. Maybe just me and you guys. We'll have a chat. And start talking about all these transfers and everything. So keep your notifications on for that. And we'll see you later on you Reds.